In the valley of Eldoria, there lived two woodcutters named Cale and Jaron. Both men were strong, determined, and known for waking up before the sun and returning only when the moon was high. If you measured them by the sweat on their brows, they were equals. Every morning they walked into the forest with their axes. Jaron was a man of brute force and immediate action. From the moment he arrived at the tree line, he swung his axe, chop, chop, chop. He did not stop for water. He did not stop to talk. His goal was to bring the maximum amount of firewood to the market every single evening. He sold his wood, bought a hearty dinner, purchased fine clothes for his wife, and slept heavily, satisfied that he had outworked everyone else. Cale was different. He worked hard, but he worked with a different rhythm. For the first hour of every day, Kyle didn't cut a single tree. Instead, he walked deep into the forest looking for saplings, baby trees. He would spend that hour clearing weeds around them and planting new seeds in the areas he had cleared the week before. When Cale finally started chopping, he would stop every 2 hours to sit on a stump and sharpen his axe with a whetstone. Jaron often laughed at him as he passed by with a massive bundle of wood on his back. "Why do you sit, Cale, while you are sharpening your blade and playing in the dirt with seeds? I have already chopped 3 trees. Time is money and you are wasting it." Cale would just smile and say, "A dull axe requires twice the strength to do half the work, Jaron, and the forest will not last forever if we only take." Years passed. The forest near the village began to thin out. Because Jaron had chopped everything in sight without replanting, the tree line moved further and further away. Jaron now had to walk 2 hours just to reach the trees and 2 hours back. He was exhausted before he even swung his axe. Because he was in such a rush to make up for the lost time, he never sharpened his tool. His axe became blunt, bouncing off the wood rather than slicing it. He had to hit a tree 20 times to do what used to take 5 hits. Jaron worked harder than he ever had in his life. He grew thin, his back became permanently bent, and because he spent all his earnings on daily luxuries rather than saving, he had nothing to fall back on. He was working himself into the grave, yet he was becoming poorer by the day because his output was low. Cale, however, had created a different reality. The seeds he had planted years ago were now a grove of young, sturdy trees right near the village edge. He didn't have to walk hours to find wood. He had grown his own supply. Because he always kept his axe razor sharp, he could cut more wood in 4 hours than Jaron could in 12. Cale began to sell not just firewood, but high-quality timber for building houses. He hired others to do the cutting for him while he managed the forest. He became the wealthiest man in Eldoria,